Oh, this music is ridiculous. 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 Oh, this music. Oh no, what have I done? Ah! We'll just go back to the normal music then. I closed the wrong tab. Haha. What have I done? Hello! There I am, found myself eventually. How are we all doing today, everybody? I hope you're hanging in there after all this dumpiness. I quite like it, if I'm honest. I'm a little bit evil like that. So it's quite fun. It's amusing to me to watch everything, like wake up in the morning and there's all this crazy FUD going on. Oh my God, Tether's depegging. Oh, Binance is selling a load of Bitcoin. Oh, all of this. And you see it all over like crypto Twitter and stuff. And even like, I've seen a little bit of it in the crew as well, for those of you. But just, come on, trade the charts. Trade the charts as always. And yeah, that's all we can do in these kind of scenarios. So when you actually zoom out, look, nothing's really happened, does it? It's just continuing on with this trend. It's just funny. It is funny how, like, the longer you do this downwards trending price action, the more fearful everyone becomes. And you're not actually getting any kind of bigger moves down. It's still trading just absolutely as normal. And everyone just is freaking out. It's just crazy. But I'm just going to avoid, well, actually, no, I'm going to state the obvious. This is what we have been waiting for. And the idea has not yet been invalidated. The idea is looking just about fine for myself. Yes, it's gone a little bit lower, but that's what happens because stop losses get hit, liquidations get hit. You bringing in emotion into the market. But as of yet, for me, sticking to the plan. Okay, I can show you my entry on the challenge account in just a moment. Where's it gone? Where's my tail streak gone? Hello, there it is. Oh, damn it, I've opened up a second window. I don't think I should have done that. Come back. There it is. So yeah, I am in this long position now, which has averaged in. Let's bring it over onto here. There is my position. So overall, the average is just below 25k. So that was my average entry on this. Basically, having bought within this whole little range here. It's again, this is now. I've just closed the short that I had earlier on, and just to add a little bit more to the long, I've got this Raven short running. I've got this Blur long running that I took profit on. I've taken profit on the Raven short. I sold the Bitcoin short in order to give myself a better entry. On my main account, I'm still holding a short. So yeah, I'm still holding that fully, but on this one, I'm just like, yeah, cool. I'll just close out of that. So that's how I am on my trading account for here. If we do get a little bit of a bounce up, then I will, then I'll take a short just to hedge if we're to get a move. But like I say, as things are at the moment, still very much for myself. Yes, we can continue to go lower, but like I said, as long as we're not closing high time frame candles below 24,800, I'm happy enough. If we start to go below there, I'll close out of the long position and I'll just wait for another opportunity. So I'll take a small loss. If we actually look at the account back here again, like that short position, yesterday, this account was sat at like $2,100. It's now at $2,700. So I made like $600 overnight. I'm like $22 down on this right now. So I'm chill. I'm happy. I'm very content right now with what the market's doing. And yeah, we'll just see what we get through the course of the next day or so. We've got to remember, we have our fib times coming up. So these are tomorrow. We knew that we were going to get some weirdness around about this time. Of course, it's going to happen. We have come into this order block here. Now, we were looking mainly at the gap. And this is where I'd want to see just continuing to, close the higher time frame candles. I do not want to get caught up too much into this. And if we go over onto, let's just look at the Binance chart for a second. Over here, this is the range that we're in right now. We just don't really want to be getting caught up in there. So as long as we're like closing those high time frame candles above that POC, which so far we are. We haven't even hit the POC of that just yet. So we're good. We're good for now. Quad witching tomorrow as well. Nice, nice. Rob, 50K by May. Yes. Yes. 50K by May. It's going to happen. We're gonna run it back in time. We're gonna do it. We've got it. We're all good. But hey, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how these predictions go. It matters about making money, and we are continuing to make money because we've been making money on the whole way down. DGN House, how are you able to close in a small loss in case of a higher time frame candle close below 24,800? It can close as low as 24K. Where would you choose to close the trade in this case? If it does that, then it does that. I don't think it's going to do that. If the market starts doing something that I'm not anticipating, then yeah, I'll close out of it. May 2025, that's it. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. But I mean, this is the thing. If like, I mean, if we start getting like high volume that's taking us down, there's no volume here. The volume was yesterday. I've seen this happen enough times to feel fairly confident in this. And like I say, I'm prepared to take a loss. Like if we dump to 24K, we're going to go down to 23K. And if I'm thinking I'm still realistically risking like 2% maybe of my account at the moment. Even if the whole thing gets liquidated, I just don't care. I just don't care. I just like to trade, and I like to trade these big moves, but I'm not putting any more risk onto this as a big trade than I normally would on anything else. It just feels bigger because we've been talking about it for such a long time. So to me, it feels like a big trade, but I'm not risking more. If I lose a couple of grand, I lose a couple of grand. But I'm not going to. I'm already up. We're up $1,700 in a week on a $1,000 account. We've gone from $1,000 to $2,760 in a week. I can give some of that back. It's fine. We go up, Leaky promised. Hey, we're moving up right now. Let's actually have a look at the chart a bit more seriously, and we will discuss. So earlier on, didn't quite take it out. So I still think we could come and take out this low. I actually wanted to add a little bit down here, but we didn't get it, did we? No, we just front ran it on USDT. Coinbase took the lows. Done it a couple of times actually. Binance took the lows. Inverse took the lows. USDT didn't. Now, I know I used to say this often, that if Binance USDT didn't come and take the lows and everything else did, the market would still come down and take these. But we're not in 2022 anymore. We're not in 2021 anymore. We're in 2023, and Bybit have killed their exchange. So, does it really matter that it hasn't taken this low when, in all honesty, the exchange is dead? Like, no one trades there anymore. So, although I still trade there, I'm not looking at this anymore so much as being like, okay, well, we didn't take it out on the Binance chart, so therefore we have to on the Bybit USDT chart, so therefore we still have to. I'm not so much looking at that anymore. There's more volume elsewhere now. But yeah, overall as an average, fairly content with what I've got. But we'll look at what we have. We had some news, or we are having some news. We have had some news today already, so we can just have a quick look at that. Let's just go over here. Let's reload. Let's bring up the web page. There it is. And Wednesday, today. Here we go. Don't know why this is. Get rid of this. That's more like it. So we had unemployment claims coming out. Meh, whatever. We've got the European Central Bank conference today. We've had the main referencing rates for the EU, which, although the US paused, Europe has not paused, so they still had a 0.25 basis points hike. Yeah, and that was an hour ago that came out, and then we had the unemployment claims that came out earlier on as well. So that was what gave us like a little bit of just mini volatility an hour or so ago, with just, again, similar on the S&P. We had a little bit of volatility around then. But yeah, so far nothing too crazy going on today, and most of the news is already out. Razor, Luke, on the 10th of November 2022, we have the same situation as now. Didn't take the low. Everyone expects the 13K on BTC and never happened. Yeah, exactly. I mean, some exchanges did take that low, didn't they, back in November when we look back here. But was it the same situation? Can't really remember. Okay, yeah, it did take the low here. But on some exchanges it didn't, right? So similar stuff. Was it Coinbase that didn't take the low? I can't even remember. And it's a little bit similar to what we had back here as well, isn't it? Like drop, dum. We were able to catch this long really nicely. This was the one at 19,500 that we got. Went long then. Had a good move after that. And now we're all the way over here. Yeah, more just averaging in this instance. So let's have a look at where we are overall. How many viewers do we have in here? Welcome, 120 viewers, 127 followers. If you are new to this stream, then welcome. Do say hello, but you've got to follow before you can say hello. So give me a follow, say hello. If you would like to support the stream, then consider subscribing. We are going to try and get ourselves, we've got these, okay? I'm going to bring these back on the screen right now. So these are our targets, all right? We want to be kick verified. We want to be the first crypto kick verified streamer. So to do that, we need to have 20 subscribers in the last 30 days. So we're about 7 days into that so far, and we have 3 of 20. So if we can get that up to 20, then that'll be good. We should be able to do this. We've got 120 viewers in here, so we should be able to get that average up. I'm definitely going to stream for 12 days. We're definitely going to stream for 30 hours. And hopefully we can have 300 unique people talking. So I've put this in a different section today, in like the chatting one rather than the crypto trading specific one, just to see if we can bring in some new people. So welcome to anyone who is new. Please do say hello if you are, because then you help these achievements get hit. But yeah, back to the chart. So 200 EMA, just dropping slightly below it. At the moment, very, very slightly below it. Yearly VWAP, number 2. Once again, just dropping slightly below that. So we've been waiting for it for a while. We had the green box there. We came into the green box. We've been hovering around there for a little bit. And now just trading slightly below, which is okay. We see this happen, like this happened. We did this like to the 200 week and stuff before. You can see how you trade below this for a while. It's an EMA. It's kind of trash garbage, but it's a nice thing to look at as a reference. And we see this with VWAPs in general anyway. So overall, on this, got a phone call. Let's just mute that. Yeah, overall, that's where we are. We've been talking about this for ages. So that is the higher timeframes. If we go over onto here, then we are aware of our fib times. So once again, anyone who has not seen the video, I did post a video up on YouTube, so you can go follow on or go subscribe on YouTube, Taurus Crypto on YouTube, and we have been talking about these as well, expecting the big move to happen this week, because tomorrow, Saturday and into next Tuesday, we have 3 major fib times all lining up together, and we can see examples in the past of how these have created fairly big moves around those times. All right. So that's a little bit of higher time frame stuff done. We have, what else? What else is going on here? Mikey P, sweeping Hawk and French bull expecting lower. Yeah, I mean, it can still, like, that can still happen. That can still happen. I am just trading the plan that I've had. Like I say, still holding a short on my main account and prepared to long here. I honestly don't see anything out of the ordinary on what's going on in the chart right now. I really don't. I really don't see anything out of the ordinary so far. How do you chart a fib time? I can explain. We can have a look at fib times within this range. Funny thing about Taurus is there is always someone expecting highs, lows to be taken at any time. Well, that's how the markets work, isn't it? You've got to take highs or lows. Yeah, we've just stuck with this plan of dropping down towards 25,300. So, yeah. So now that we've had that plan, that's okay. We've been short for ages, so it's all good. D Corduroy, followed here from YouTube. Thank you. I am the best man, yes. Long to 25.2. Kick dishing out live notifications via email. Nice. Yeah, I don't know how it all works on here, to be honest. Right, let's just have a look back in. Talk about stuff. EXO once again, gonna have to reload everything because it's shit. 25,250, then drop to 24. Straight green dildo to 27. Single prints versus 80%. Let's see. All right, 80% setup, like highly unlikely. Okay, we do have poor highs from yesterday. Okay, and we're when we have a day like we had yesterday, it is likely to get taken out. Statistically speaking, you are fairly likely to take this out sooner rather than later. I know Randall has the better stats for this, but we had a little look back through here, and it's rare that you would put in a poor high or a poor low in that instance. Like, this is the same thing. We have poor lows down here, and it's rare that you would go beyond 4 days. So from yesterday, let's see if we can just hold within a range over the weekend. But like I say, I am expecting at this stage, still trading like this range for me is an area to buy. Single prints. So we have value area. We're outside of value area. Previous day value area. We just popped into it briefly earlier on this morning. We've had a decent low that got put in. Didn't quite take out the lows from the previous day. We are now bouncing from that. We have changed market structure locally. I'm not. I'd be very surprised if we do start to come back up here again today. You never know. We've seen crazier things happen in crypto recently, but I would be very surprised to see that. We have, though, if we are looking at just structure of the day so far, we quite clearly have broken out of this downtrend and are starting to recover that after getting the lows. There's this 200 EMA. I'm not going to keep it on there. Above VWAP so far today, and POC. slightly above there. So value area high. And this is where we are. So, I mean, never say never. If we can somehow break and hold daily open, there wouldn't be much to stop it from climbing. I just don't know. It happened last week, didn't it? It did happen last week. We had this. We hung out at the lows for 44 30-minute candles, so 22 hours. Here we're hanging out at the lows for, so if we get to 44, around about this evening, it gives you a day towards this. And we never anticipated this move here after taking the lows. It's very similar in structure to what we did the other day. We never anticipated that this would rise all the way back up. This move here. So yeah, you can never say never in crypto, but it is unlikely that it's gonna like be an exact repeat. If it is, I'll be really happy. I will be happy because I'll just be like, got it right again, didn't I? I mean, down here we went long, so down here we're long, and everyone's freaking out, and it's amazing. And I love it when people freak out because there's so much more emotion in the market. Everyone, like all of the people who are like, because I can tell the people on this stream who are here who just want this to fail. I'm reading your comments and I'm just there, and there's a lot of you guys just waiting for this to fail, and it's going to be one of those situations that we're going to get it. I might be wrong, I might be right, and it's what like I don't know. It's just, it always happens on these streams. Like every single time. When we did the live stream down here and we took the long, everyone was like, oh no, it's going to keep dumping. It's going to keep dumping. I was like, come on, guys. No. And yeah, everyone's a bear at the lows. Exactly. Everyone is a bear at the lows. What's this? ND Capital. Even in terms of volume, after so many setups, still kind of haven't found what is the better ticks. There's often a difference between the 1 tick and the 50 ticks on volume profile, but thank you for the answer. Got any info? I am open. What's this? Volume over time, for sure. What are we saying? Which way is better statistically speaking in terms of the 80% setup, TPO or volume profile? So, okay, right. I still, even though it's on the TPO chart, I will still use volume. So I always use volume for everything. Time and volume often line up quite, like they match up. So we can see here in the background, the orange is the time and the overlay here is the volume. But I will always go with my volume POC and my volume value areas rather than time. I don't really care about the time that stuff does it so much. So I will always use volume for this. So hopefully that answers that. You think the 80% setup is mentioned in almost every Torah stream? I haven't. When was the last time I mentioned this? Maybe some people mention it. I don't mention it. I'll mention it if there's a comment. I definitely did not mention it yesterday. Come on. How could you possibly look at the profile? How the hell? How? It's impossible. You could not have traded that. It didn't even exist anyway. You could not have traded that like any of this week. It's just ridiculous. No. Oh, look at that. We've just taken the highs again. And all you were saying we were going to go to through 13K. I think the 80% setup is mentioned in almost every Torah stream where there is an 80% setup. Hey, maybe. I mean, it is a setup. It would be ridiculous of me not to do a setup when there is a setup. Who's copy and pasting each other? Katie Loco, why are you copying? Don't you the what? Ah. What were you referring to on BLX in the crew? Yeah, let's have a look. So BLX, this is our aggregated. The liquid index that we are looking for on here, okay? And we've not yet hit that anchored VWAP on BLX. So it's only really, we're using this as a reference that we have been for a while. But if you do look at other exchanges, we're not yet at that anchored VWAP. And if you look at Binance, I mean, it's useless anyway because they've not been active in the market at all since back here. But yeah, I was just showing the anchored VWAP and the 200 moving average. Hey, we're in profit on our trades. Let's see if we can short something. Is there anything that's had a really, really nice bounce? Let's actually look properly. Oh no, we've had New York open. So let's have a look at New York open. Opened where it closed almost there. So nothing too much. So yesterday we had that drop that filled the gap on the S&P. It's continued to drop overnight. You'd say at this stage, like this is really scrappy because we had the news yesterday. Not much was really going on with it, but we did have that news yesterday. It's a little bit all over the place. But I mean, if the S&P drops somewhere down here back to like 44, 4401, 4402, then you could possibly expect a bounce from there. Place a little alert on there, see what we got. DXY, come down, taking out lows. So starting to form a range here. Ooh, we are moving up quite a lot. So coming into daily open. I might just take a little bit of profit on the long position if we hit daily open, because I do think there's still opportunities to average in. I'm really not looking at an impulse up here. So if I can just shave a bit of profit off as we hit daily open, head short, then look to see if we can get a move down here. You'd head short of the poor high. Isn't it interesting as well? It's kind of like it perfectly hit that previous range high over here. But if I hedged, like let's say 25%, hedge short in case we still continue to go lower, I can then do a 50% hedge here, get myself an average in here, and then try and compound that long, use that short to pay for the long if we do drop again. And just keep trying to just squeeze out squeeze out money from the market. Like I say, you don't have to be exact, doesn't have to time it correctly. I have this running as a swing, or it will probably run as a swing, although this is the challenge account. So yeah, I'm probably not actually going to hold it for too long. But yeah, decent reaction so far off of those lows. Can it push a little bit higher? ETH short. Yeah, what happened with ETH? Haven't really looked at Ethereum. Okay. Let's just let this load and we'll just look at... So trend for the open does look like it probably would be a short because everything is trending down. Sessions are 15 minutes neutral, 4 hours obviously down. Sessions down. So we want to just see it sweep these lows, bounce, and we can get a short. Rob, all these charts look the same unless you're trading on the lower time frames. What do you mean all these charts? As in like, what do you mean like all of like crypto looks the same or what? Ooh. Echo. Just give me, I'll be back in like 1 minute. Guys, hold on. 1 minute. I'm back. No one said anything. Where are you all? What are you doing? Fugazi Trading. Hello, you track CVD. Yes. Aggregated CVD. I'm checking at the moment. Luke, are you using the scaled option on Teal Street? Yes, also. Also, yes. Let's just zoom out here and let's just have a little look. So the spot market's actually looking interesting today. Because there was clearly just, it was over the top from perps. And then we started building these divergences. Yes, we still took the lows, but it was having those bullish divergences forming. Now we're getting weakness up at the highs. Spot selling still going okay. I am tempted just to short this here, just based on where we are, just to have that hedge in, but I do... This is going to tell us nothing. Bearish CVD on here. Eddie, yeah, daily open was what we were looking for, but I just rolling over slightly here. Again, honestly, I can't. There's no confidence to be had in this data right now. Because what's going on with Delta would tell you just to short this here. I don't trust it. I just don't trust it right now. And this is why, Jonathan Todd, I know you say would love this type of detail within the crew, but only when it's reliable is it worth talking about. It's interesting just to say whilst we're doing a stream, and it's interesting to look at it and to comment on what's going on with the order flow. But what we are doing and what we try and do is to take trades. We are trading, and if you can't get an edge from looking at this stuff, then yeah. At least I don't have I used to have an edge when I was looking at this. There used to be an edge with it, but for now there isn't for me. It'll come back, I'm sure. But I just have to go from what I'm seeing in the market, and candlesticks are giving me the information that I need right now. And the levels are giving me the information that I need. Like everything that just then would have been telling you to short with an invalidation at the high. Like, the amount of longs that are coming in here. Again, this right now telling you to short. All right, okay, this is better. You've actually got a POC at the top there. Right. I'm going to scalp this. If we get confirmation. So because we've got a little bit more volume today, maybe there is a bit more confidence to be had. But you see that, okay, you got a point of control at the top. You've created imbalances at the high of a move. First time this has really happened. So you do have those. This is now saying a short is on. You've closed just below that candle. So if we can tick back up into it, it's a short position, invalidation up at the top. So this is just based off of just simple order flow. So did you guys get that? I hope it came across, but like hearing my reaction as we just tick back up into that 1.2 million, 4.3 million, was like, that's a bit more like it. So it's there. It's there. We'll see. And realistically speaking, this should hold as resistance now. So that was your opportunity, I think. Point of control at the top's here, right? Yep. I just don't show it because we're on quite a low tick size. You don't want to see the point of control from every candle. But that's why here it's highlighted as yellow rather than green. So as you build a lot of volume on that high, at that top, you have imbalances on there. The very, very top of the candle. Okay, it ticks above like briefly. We can go even more. Go to 20 tick. That's now starting to get a little bit messy. So we'll stick with 50. But yeah, that was the moment when I was like, okay, cool. Maybe from an order flow perspective, this is looking like a high. We're not getting much of them at the moment these days. The nice thing about today is that we have volume back in the market again. So there will clearly be interest here. POC of the day? No, POC of like literally just that 1 minute candle. So just that candle at the highs. That's all we're looking at. 1 minute scalps. I put tiny size on this because I don't have confidence in order flow right now. But you can see my short position that was just taken, right? That was as we came back up into it. I'm certainly not risking any actual money on it. I would still anticipate that after a very small corrective move here, we do go and take out that high that we just put in. Just from what I'm seeing and how quickly it flips from very, very brief, like bursts of that bearish divergence that we had up at the highs, a little bit of volume trapped up at the highs very briefly. But I would anticipate that this still continues to go higher at this stage, but we'll see. Where's your first take profit on the short? 24,900 is like, that's where you'd want to see it go. Nah, VWAP. Oh, we're barely like, there's no space here. Newly summer, European Central Bank just announced the increase of rates. Why the fuck did the BTC increase? Because it's all priced in. It's all priced in. We know. And Bitcoin doesn't care what the European Central Bank's doing. Bitcoin cares a little bit what the US is doing. But Bitcoin right now is its own beast. Very much so. Yeah, I like, look, we're talking about a 1 minute time frame scalp here. That's the entry because I didn't take it on this. I took it after that, and then you tick back into it. So you got an invalidation up here. Like, realistically, 1 minute time frame, that's it. You come down here, 25,040. You get out of that, and that gives you. This is like the thing. 1 minute time frame scalps. You ain't gonna be looking for very much. You don't want to be holding them for very long. So there we go. That was the entry. That gives you a 2-to-1. If you're lucky enough to come down here, you get this. I'd go for this. So we're looking at, just pop on here a minute. We're basically looking at this. You just shorted 24,950. Huh? Ooh, why? Haven't been. What? I'm still I am still holding a short from the 30k range. But this little tiny thing is at least something. ETH getting a good old bouncy bounce. I love the market when it's like this. I was so bored yesterday because all of the volatility that we had from last week had disappeared. This is so cool. This is good. Come and take the high. Blur. What's dumping? Lena. CSTI. Boba. H-bar looks good. Like this is just like exactly the kind of thing that I really, really like seeing. So there's your little reaction. Come from here to here, start to form this as a range. H-bar. Haven't traded that for a while. Please don't draw the bull in the boat again. What was that on? Was it on dot? What did dot do? Ah, dot with his rocket ship back underwater. He's back underwater. So what are we looking at as support on these lows? 1 hour OBs at the bottom. Little balls back underwater. Wait, look. The what we were saying, we want to see it come back down to earth and splash around for a bit, right? Here's your lows. Taking those out. Here's a 1 hour OB. Draw the boat with a polar bear. It's funny. His like little cock rocket tried to bounce it, didn't it? It tried its very best. Fishes eating. Yeah. Nom 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 nom. How do you do a fish? Like this. Bloop. Bop, bop, bop. Fishies are happy. They're blowing little bubbles. Blop. 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 Fishes are happy. Happy fish. Happy fish. Greg, I see your test message. How many viewers have I just lost drawing a fish on a chart? Subscribe to see me draw more fish on charts. Anyway, where were we? What were we looking at? So dot's actually one of the ones that's crashed quite a lot. This is looking. I quite like this H bar. I do need to get some something short, but I'm gonna do a little mini position. See if I get filled. See if I can go long. Evil Greg, why is chat buggered? I can see the comment that you've written, how convenient of SEC to sue Coinbase and Binance just some days before BlackRock apparently started buying BTC in record amounts. And now they want to file a Bitcoin ETF as per CoinDesk. Love how everything lines up so well for big institutions. Of course, go back to the day that the SEC stuff came out. And what were we talking about? We were saying this exactly, like, okay, Coinbase, Binance, these places, they're going to stop trading the coins that have been deemed a security. Even when it was the Binance one, we weren't even talking about, the Coinbase news hadn't even come out at that stage. And we said, like, on the day of the Binance news, we were like, right, Coinbase are going to come up next. It's going to be Coinbase next. They're going to get targeted. They're going to have to delist the things that are deemed securities because they're a publicly traded company. And then what's going to happen afterwards is we're going to get an ETF. And Bitcoin will be traded on the NASDAQ. And that will happen probably, I mean, maybe like within the next few weeks. We'll probably have a Bitcoin ETF being traded on the NASDAQ. It's just so obvious when you when you look at the whole market, it's just, everything just is like so obvious. And then they manufacture all this like ridiculous stuff that creates all this panic within retail. It's like Binance having to sell a load of Bitcoin to stop themselves from having a liquidation cascade. Of course that's not happening. It's just when price goes down on a futures exchange, the spot exchanges have to sell to follow, right? And I can show you this here. I'm ranting again. I like to rant. But I can show you this here, right? The move down on perpetuals was far greater. The pressure that was from perps was far greater than it was on spot, right? So you had lots and lots and lots of forced selling going on. Lots of people getting liquidated, lots of people getting stopped out. Creates an overwhelming amount of USDT that's in the market. And this goes into the USDT thing. But what a spot exchange has to do to avoid arbitrage opportunities across exchanges, if perps and spot exchanges didn't work the same, so let's say Binance Perpetuals, Binance Spot, these are the two things that people were analyzing this morning. And they were going, oh, look, Binance Spot, there was a lot of selling going on throughout the whole move. Well, obviously there is, because on the spot markets, you're not getting liquidations that are increasing the speed of that move. So in order to avoid arbitrage on that, there's a matching engine that goes on in the background on every single exchange. And this happens in legacy markets. It happens with every single market in the world. There is a matching engine. If there is shorts going in on derivatives or people are being liquidated on derivatives, the spot price has to follow. Otherwise, people will exploit the arbitrage opportunity between the two. You don't want a situation where Bitcoin derivatives are trading at 24,800 and Bitcoin spot is trading at 25,500, because that would be really unhealthy for the market. So of course the spot markets are selling. It's a computer that is copying every single thing that goes on, knows exactly how much liquidity is there in the books, and it just copies it. That's all it does. The spot market will just copy what happens. So all of this FUD about, oh, Binance was selling all of this Bitcoin this morning, that's unusual. No, it will happen every single time in the same way that when price goes up and it has a melt up on derivatives, the matching engine on the spot markets will buy it, will buy all the way up. And then you get the depegging, and that's just because you have a flood of USDT coming into the market. It's as simple as that. If you have a load of USDT that's coming into the market, then it's going to depeg slightly for an hour or so because it's unusual, it's not normal. And then you return back to what is normal and everything settles down again. So please, If anyone like, when Price does this, don't go like looking onto Twitter and looking all over the place for an answer, because there'll always be someone with some wild theory as to what's going on. But like, look, USDT, USD, tethered to United States dollar on Binance, right? What? Look, really? Like, nothing's happened on here. Yes. Okay. Look. Oh no. Oh my God. Look. USDT is depegging. Oh, it's so awful. This is like we're all dying. It's all going to zero. No. You go back just a few days. You had a wick down that went way lower. Zoom out. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. There was a bigger move on the 9th of June. It depegged more on the 9th of June than it has so far today. It went up a lot on the 25th of April. We know what happened around here, because that was, conveniently enough, 10th of March, right? Where's the 10th of March on the chart? Right fucking here. FUD, bottom. All right? And that was apparently USDC collapsing. It didn't collapse. FUD, tether, bottom. What happened on FTX? Go back. Over here, 10th of November, FUD, tether. What happened on the 10th of November? Bottom. Why would you sell when there is tether FUD? Because it's never happened in the entirety of it being, and every single time it's done it, it's been a bottom. So why would you sell? Why would you panic? We'll go back again. We'll find another example. Over here, for 12th of May, I don't even know this far back, 12th of May. Oh, look, 12th of May, local bottom, and it had a range. Yes, this was partway through the bear market and everything as well, but still, 12th of May last year was a bottom. This FUD. What did we also have? FTX crash, Silvergate and Silicon Valley Bank, SEC suing Binance and Coinbase on those same days. Silly. Anyway, look, the short just hit take profit and I missed it because I was ranting. There we go. Order flow does work, guys. Don't listen to me. It worked on that occasion. Yeah. So 2 little lows. We hit them. We bounce. Look, even here, look, this actually this is quite nice today. Ignore what I said about order flow not working. Right, today, this is good. You do exactly the same thing on the bottom here as we've done at the top. So now, this becomes support, and we look for higher. Mother-in-law also said BTC only goes down at Christmas low. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Like the Christmas before that. Oh, I don't know if it was the Christmas. It was the. I remember like these were good times. Christmas Christmas 2020, wasn't it? That was the real big run, or was it 2021? Yeah, yeah, Christmas 2020. Those were good times. Those were good times. Christmas 21, meh. Christmas last year, rah. My mate told me he was getting some ADA when it was above $2. Told him he's likely a top signal, and he was. Yeah. Your explanation about the USDT just made my day. I should clip that, shouldn't I? Shall I do that? How far into the stream was it? So I've been streaming for. I'll do a little edit of this later, and I'll clip it and I'll post it on YouTube. So it's around about 1 hour 10 minutes into the stream. Cool. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that later. I'll clip it and I'll post it back up, and I'll do a little TikTok video on it. A lot of people got fucked on BUSD. Only if they panicked. Like, how? How could you? Only if you panic. Casey Lobster, why my Atos TPO doesn't show poor highs or lows? Is it about the tick size? It may be, or it may be that you don't have them enabled. I don't know if Atos has buying tails or selling tails. Someone else maybe can tell me. Atos doesn't. That would be why. So Atos doesn't show you your poor highs or lows because it doesn't have that function. Apparently, I don't use Atos, so yeah. So what Atos is like this, it just looks like, okay, you got two. Whereas on EXO, you get a nice little juicy tail on that. Oh, okay, we've changed the tick size, it starts appearing. There'll be settings in there then, won't there? Like I can change the tick size. I can change the whatever thingy majiggy. My strategy is to be all in into Bitcoin. 25k is good enough for me to go spot. I hedge by opening longs on inverse each time it makes a significant low. I hedge by opening longs on inverse each time it makes a significant low. So much less stress and chart time. Thoughts? So what, you're going all in on spot and you're going all in on longs? That sounds risky. That sounds risky. Um, Who just said something about? Oh, right, yeah. Can you see BTC going to above 32K from here with all the FUD used as fuel? Yes, I can. I can see that as a scenario that maybe has a higher probability of happening than many seem to realize right now. That is, like I said, that is the yeah, that is what I have been planning for, basically. So yeah, we'll see. Like, I mean, who remembers the long from back here? Like the one we literally caught 19,500, and we caught that perfectly. And we never thought it was going to come all the way up here. Never. Like that was just like, oh, cool. Okay, maybe we can bounce. Maybe we'll continue there. We never even imagined that it would like pump this much. And yeah, there was some FUD back then. Of course, we did have the BUSD thing. We did have the bank FUD going on. But this feels more significant what's going on in the market at the moment. I think there's much more fear, I think, overall that crypto's in a really bad place than there was here. So if it managed to do this that quickly, then why not? And and for me, 38 is the target rather than 33, I would say. 38. And again, very, very happy to be wrong. But I've got to have I'd hate to be one of those guys, like 99% of everyone else in the market, who just comes on to do their live streams or to do a Bitcoin update video and is like, oh, it might go up, it might go down, I don't know. But somehow I'll make money from it, whatever, I don't care. And then when whatever way it moves, miraculously they'll have a position size or they'll have a position that they then start showing off. I see it all the time. Like go scroll through your Twitter feed today, and you'll see a bunch of people that have like apparently have shorts from God knows where within here. They just probably took one day and have just been holding it to the day that they can show it off. And all the time they'll be like, oh well, look, we might go up, we might go down. This is what happened yesterday. This is what happened the day before. This is what happened the day before that. And they'll go over and they'll just do everything in hindsight. Like 99% of people will just go over everything in hindsight and just pretend that they knew everything that was going to go on. Like, at least I'm here giving an opinion. And at least I have been the one that's been saying, after all, I don't believe this is the low. 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 So I've been saying all this time that I think we're going lower. I think we're going lower. And I've had people asking about that. But now that we're here, I am going to go out and say, I think this range that we are putting in right here is the low. It's the first time I've said that. But I am now prepared to say, we might take it around. We might like have a little SFP. What I'm talking about is from a higher time frame perspective, that this, whatever goes on, is a low. That's the first time I've said it. And if I'm wrong, then at least I haven't tried longing all of these and getting wrecked as swing positions. At least it's just one trade, and then we take it down to the next point of interest. If it does this and misses out, and we drop down here somewhere, and then we continue, fine. The market does that sometimes. But for the first time since March, I'm feeling like I want to be a buyer here. So let's see how it goes. Fugazi Trading, first stream for me, and you like it. Thank you. I hope I hope you're not bad luck, because I've said this before. I have said this before, and generally I'm right on these. I'm generally very, very right on these, and I don't mean to say that as like it's not a brag or anything like that. I was a buyer here. I was a buyer here. I am a buyer here. We were sellers here. We were sellers here, and like we can go back over. I know it sounds ridiculous. Like it really does sound ridiculous when you say it, but there have been technical reasons for this, and we can go back. I remember the longs much more than I remember the shorts. I can't remember if we did. I know remember catching this one because it was really easy. We just took out that high. Was this that POC of this range? I'd have to go back and find the stream. Or find a money shot or something, because it was a long time ago. I don't remember going short so much. There's not so much emotion happening when you go short. So I honestly can't remember if we shorted this high or if we had to wait for this. But I do remember talking about how this is going to turn into a head and shoulders and everyone's going to get really panicked and bearish afterwards. I very clearly remember that. So generally speaking, we do get these like macro moves correct. Yeah. So here's the S&P. So far, it's not though, is it? So this is what we've been looking at on the S&P. So we're outside of this previous high. Everyone was trying to short this. And it just continued to squeeze up. Now, if we go on to the so recently there hasn't been a correlation between the S&P 500 and Bitcoin over the past few weeks or few months. There was something that we were looking at a lot, like towards the end of last year, but there's not a correlation at the moment. The correlation is incredibly low because it is just like all of this SPX stuff is just being powered by Nvidia, just ripping higher every single day. And in part, again, Apple, new all-time highs. Tesla's looking really bullish. Like all of this stuff that's going on now. So yeah, it's in a very healthy uptrend yet at the moment. I wouldn't be concerned about this unless we start losing like these previous highs. So like 4,320, it comes down there. We're obviously like clearly this is a tough zone to break through for the S&P, but yeah. But yeah, we've seen it go on these melt ups before, and they could last for quite a long time. And the thing is as well, if this just like stops and pauses and drops into a range, Bitcoin will have an opportunity to just go on a mad run at that point. Like it doesn't really need to remain correlated. Like look, Bitcoin's been moving down through this whole move up. So if this moves down, why would Bitcoin have to continue moving down? Bitcoin's gone down, S&P's gone up. S&P goes down, is Bitcoin likely to continue to go down? Maybe, but no correlation right now, so it's not something I'd look into that much. Look at BTC1/ES1. Do you mean like as like a ticker? Can you do as like a combined ticker? Or are you just asking me to look at like because speculators drive markets right now, not macro. Speculators do certainly on stocks at the moment. Yeah. What would I, so I type in that, right? Or just, what exactly would I need to type to, or am I just doing a compare? This, this, that one? Does this look about right? Mm-hmm. What are we thinking? What gap fill? Interesting, maybe. Meme pattern. We got a little trend line breakdown. We haven't even put in a shoulder yet though. What this? Sure. Normally when there's USDT FUD, the funding goes negative. How is the funding? Funding is fairly neutral. Fair. Any idea why BTC funding have increased so high at some point today? BTC was 0.02 and BIT was 0.035. No, I don't know. I don't know. So, all right, what funding is, and you've got to remember the mechanics of funding. It's another one of those mechanisms to keep spot price and perps price the same. So if perpetuals, if derivatives are trading below spot price, then you will get negative funding on the exchange to try and bring balance back into the market. If price is trading above spot price, then you will get positive funding. And a lot of the time, the perpetual markets, derivatives markets, are trading slightly above. So we can see here, 25,030 compared to 25,017, 016. So you got what, $20 premium between the two at the moment. So that would be why you have positive funding on here. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you've got a lot of shorts or a lot of longs in the market right now or anything like that. It is literally just the difference between the two here. So if this was suddenly to drop below what the spot price is, then it would flip to negative funding. So that's if you, and very similar, but because maybe the matching engine on the exchanges was so good last night, and you're getting a lot of FUD going on right now, which is causing a lot of spot selling, then you are getting a slight difference here still, with the spot market being, I guess, a little bit more bearish, because you would imagine this is going to start evening out, because we're still getting a lot of selling going on perps, but it's being held up. Spot market starting to catch up with that, it appears to be, at least. So yeah, maybe negative funding starts to come back into it soon. The only one that has negative funding right now is OKX. So if we look at the OKX exchange, then this will actually be one of the few that is... So just bring on this here. .p. .032 compared to their spot market, which was it's about the same. I'm not sure why AKX will have negative funding right now. Oh my god, I missed the other opportunity to take profit. God damn it. Lando Norris max bidding with his little OKX sponsorship. All right, let's get rid of that. Nice little scalp short on the stream. Did anyone take it with me? Probably not. No one ever does. My Teal Street's frozen. Let's continue higher, please. I'd like to see price go up now. We got a little short. We made a little bit of profit. And now we can continue to move up. Please. How's my H bar? Oh, I got filled on H bar. Nice. Oh, filled on H bar over here. It's just been jumping around. DGen House, thank you for the sub. Woo woo. That brings us to, let's go back over to our targets. We are 1 week into our kick streaming journey. 1 week in. And how are we doing? If we have a look over here. We are 4 out of 20 subscribers so far. And we got to do this within this first month, otherwise it resets again, or probably, I don't really know. We're getting there on the viewers. We got to get some more people chatting. If you haven't yet said hello in the chat at all, please do, okay? We've got to get these metrics up. We've got to smash these. There we go. See? I want to get 20 subscribers. Average of 75 viewers. Stream for 12 days. Stream for 30 hours. Have 300 unique chatters. We only have 84. So that means that watching this stream right now, not even all of you have spoken, which is very disappointing. If you have not yet said hello in the chat. Oh. Yes, good. Binance and Mexi lows were taken while Bybit lows were not. Would you consider to assume that was the real low after the SFP? How will you approach the situation? So I did cover this earlier on, back like towards the beginning of the stream. So on Bybit USDT, we did not take the lows. Now, if that had happened 6 months ago, I would say we're going to come back down and take the lows. I would have been very, very confident that we still had a high chance of coming back and taking the lows. But Bybit now is not Bybit of 6 months ago. Bybit 6 months ago had a monopoly over the derivatives trading for retail traders, basically. So we all think that Binance, the biggest exchange, but I would say most people actively day trading as retail traders within the space would have been trading on Bybit. Since then, last month, they killed their exchange. Now, I still love trading on it, but they completely killed the exchange by forcing KYC on people. So now that we're only running like, and I mean, I can tell you this from my experience of what I'm seeing is less than 10% of the volume that we had before May being traded on Bybit. Less than 10%. Probably about like 5 or 6% of the volume. So because this has happened now and we haven't taken out the low, I would have said if this happened before Bybit killed their exchange, that yes, we'll come back and take it because it's unlikely that the liquidity would be left here. But now I'd be very much, I don't care anymore. I just don't care anymore. So yeah, I think that could well be a decent low that was put in at that stage. It especially applies for inverse because inverse has less volume than USDT, and USDT has far less volume than it had earlier on in the year. So yeah, Bybit kind of, I really do hope they bring it back, because if all the exchanges go towards a BitGet model, we are like, crypto deserves to die, because BitGet are just FTX Mark II, and now they're the ones that have the monopoly over the market. So it would suck if Bybit do just like, yeah, it would really suck if everyone started moving to BitGet. I'm just really reluctant to trade on BitGet. I might have to, but quite reluctant to do so. Right. I've been live for... Why don't you trade on Mexi for BTC? I do. I do trade on Mexi for BTC. Yeah. What I really hope happens with Mexi is I really hope they open up their API. Because the problem with Mexi is... yeah, they don't have a public API. So I can't use a trading terminal. I can't use like Teal Street or anything with it, which is very unfortunate. What would force you to use BitGet? I don't know. Maybe I'll just use BitGet. Does anyone here use BitGet? Is it still like really, really shit? Or is it better now? Maybe I just need to stop being silly and just get with the times. It's like those people who continued to trade on BitMEX when Bybit came and like destroyed them. It's still shit. Cool. DJ House, do you think you'd still have the same results if you trade BTC only based on price action? No. No, order flow order flow and market profile does give me an edge. It's just not as much as I used to have. So yeah, I wouldn't be trading as much if it was just on price action, because order flow helps me take a few more trades, and it also helps me to get out of like bad trades, or to not take bad trades. So I yeah, not as much as it used to be. I don't rely on it so heavily anymore, and the majority of my trading will just be price action and will just be candlesticks. But I think it is still important to be aware of what is going on across the rest of the market for sure. More so TPO now, going back towards this. The theory towards this seems to be working nicely. Less so footprint. So, yeah. Is there a free platform to analyze live order flow? Atas is free, right? Also, because you've got it on Trading Light now, but it's not very clean. It's not very nice. So you can do footprint. On here. And we can see again like an example, right? So this is a nice clean example where you keep coming back into what was the POC. And then it's just being stopped just above there. Tensor charts. Yeah. I hate to be that guy again, right? Just saying that. How do I do like just a, yeah. Look. There's nothing left. It's basically like, yeah, if price starts moving, there's not much that's gonna stop this anymore. That's a lot of liquidity been taken off of the books. And a hell of a lot of support down here. Interesting. So last time this was looking this thin, above where price is, we had the big old pump. Similar here. Oh yeah, I remember all of this. This was happening. This was fun. You had those like moving average type orders coming down. Are they still around? Oh, they are. Look, you still got these. So if we are to get a move, then you got to look at like 28,700, 29,600. The wash trading that was going on here was just ridiculous. Look at the state of it. Could we check the fib time before you stop the stream? Yeah, of course. Of course. So the Binance chat. Here we go. We're getting closer. So 4 hour tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, Tuesday morning. Yeah. So from tomorrow morning is when the three of them are together. We might not be an event, but the fact that we are getting this correlation is fairly significant, you would think. Your idea about trading based on OI, on open interest. Yeah, so if we're looking at like open interest, what do you mean, like low time frame, high time frame? Because there's something interesting going on with the open interest today, which we can actually have a look at. Aggregated open interest. Continuing to go crazy. So this is open interest for today. So this was the drop yesterday. And this is the increase in open interest across the board that we've had today. It's ridiculous, right? Absolutely insane. So something's cooking. Something is really cooking right now. And it is mostly shorts. So you look at the CVD, it is continuing to decrease. So there is real potential to squeeze. Long short ratio. Raw. Oh. Oh. Oh, right. It's on Coinbase chart. Duh. Because what am I doing, man? Fuck's sake. No. No. I don't know how to use Coinalyze. I'm so bad at it. I'll go. Let me set it back up. Binance. Tether. Chart. There we go. All right. Let's put this back on. Indicators. Aggregated. Oh, not liquidations. Aggregated open interest. Long. Short ratio. Oh, what's the one that it works? I can't remember how to do it. I don't use Coinalyze that much. I can't remember. Someone throw a chart up for me, like post a link, I'll have a look at it. What's the long to short ratio? I can just do this. We can look at the Bitfinex ones, right? We used to look at this often. Bitcoin longs wrecked. Shorts. No one trades there anymore. Whatever. Okay. I am going to call it a day. And I will see you guys again very soon. If anything exciting happens, I may pop back on for a little bit. But if not, Bitcoin shorts are ahead of Bitcoin longs, apparently. Who knows? I don't know. I don't look at that stuff very much. But yeah, thank you, everyone. Have a great day. And I'll be back again soon. So yeah, if we do get some excitement, I'll hop back on a little bit later, maybe. We'll see. Cool. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.